Well, welcome to Cover 2 TV. It's the Super Bowl preview. No Vikings in this one. I can talk about NFL because it's been nearly 2 weeks, but I'm not going to talk about that. We're here to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, the New England Patriots. It felt like a wrestling intro. The New Age Outlaws. I'm Chris Pajak. That's Tom Jennings. Are the Eagles underdogs, or is it all a load of crap? Nobody believes in us. It's just something Peterson's doing.
It's something every team does, isn't it?
I don't know how it still works.
Yeah, every team likes to have that little bit on the shoulder, like, no one believes us, but we're at the top seed in the NFC. I mean...
You're in the Super Bowl. You're a pretty good team.
Yeah, you've got the no, I mean, we're going to go into it a bit further, but you've got a talented team. I know quarterback going down usually does kill teams, but we saw what they did to your Vikings. We saw how they just beat Atlanta by just field positioning them. I think that's...
Yeah,
I'm going to go with that. That's a word.
Let's
field
just
positioning them. I like that. But, I mean, fair enough if they want to take on this. We are the underdogs. No one believes us. We're taking on the big bag dynasty of the Patriots. And they are going to have pretty much the whole world supporting them, except a little bit of the New England region of America, and then me in here.
And yeah, you know what? There's loads of Man United style fans in England, mate. There's loads of Patriots fans, and yeah, that's what that is. You know, glory hunters. I mean,
I reiterate it. They'd never won anything when I started supporting them. I happened to just jump on the bandwagon the night before the first Super Bowl win. Perfect timing.
Sometimes wish I'd picked it up now. I don't know. You know, I'd like the terrible downs and the very short ups of being a Vikings fan. I'm not here to talk about that. What I want to know is, first of all, how does that Patriots offense, how's that Eagles defense take on that Patriots offense? Because Gronkowski plays. They've not done particularly well against athletic tight ends, have they, this season? You know, Travis Kelce burned them up after not doing a lot against the New England Patriots. Jordan Reed did all right against them, got 60, 70 yards against them. How does anyone stop Gronkowski? I mean,
I don't think you can. I don't think there is. I think the whole NFL, he's been in the NFL for like 7 years now, and there's no answer for stopping Gronkowski. You can't. Even that game we talked about in the AFC Championship with Denver Broncos stopped the Patriots. Patriots only lost by 2 points because they just went to the Gronkowski well, and he kept catching it, and no one could stop him because he's the most unstoppable.
What do you expect the Eagles to do?
I think the Eagles are just going to basically think we can stop Brady. They think with the interior pass rush, we've raved about Fletcher Cox pretty much every week of this show since it began because he's amazing. And they think with that pass rush, they're going to be able to stop Tom Brady. They're going to collapse the offensive line and stop him from being able to get the ball out to Gronkowski. That's what I think they're going to do.
But I still think even if that is the case, and I think that's what they're going to do. Jim Schwartz historically, not a big blitzer, 25% of the time over his 10 years in the NFL or something like that. He's got to change up something now. He's 6-1 against Belichick. You know, he's lost 6 and he's won 1 against Belichick, and he's continued with that. Well, I'm not going to blitz you. I'm going to let me front four go and do it. But he's just picked them apart because let's be honest. Gronkowski doesn't have to go on a long run to pick the ball up. He can go on a crossing route and quite easily pick the ball up, and Brady with 2 seconds is going to hit him. You know, who is the man that's going to be marking Rob Gronkowski?
I actually don't know. I don't know how the Eagles are going to approach Gronkowski because he's the biggest nightmare mismatch that there is in football. And if he's healthy, who do you put on him? I mean, do you really want to put people like Kendricks in coverage? Are you going to bring Malcolm Jenkins down as a safety to cover him? None of these really strike it. No matter what they sound like they're going to do, you're still thinking that's a massive advantage to the Patriots.
So we've talked about the line of scrimmage, the Eagles line specifically. If they win this game, it is interior pressure. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's going to be interior pressure because we know Tom Brady. Like, there's a way to beat Tom Brady, and it's the way you beat pretty 28 out of 32 quarterbacks in the league. It's interior pass rush. You stop the quarterback from throwing it. You get pressure in his face, so he can't go anywhere. And then maybe the ends, as Chris Long on his revenge game, comes over and just finishes off the play. But interior pass rush is how to stop Brady.
Okay. Eagles linebackers and secondary. How do you see them lining up?
I don't know how they're going to line up. I think the problem that they've got is that's their weak spot, is their secondary and linebackers in coverage. And that's where, you know, the Patriots are going to attack. The Patriots love doing crossing routes. They love crossing routes and emptying zones out. And that's what their Eagles are going to have to be very disciplined. And they may have to do what the Falcons did, which is put a spy in the middle of the field, a linebacker spy in the middle of the field, to stop crossing routes and hit them. And Falcons had a lot of success in the first half of the Super Bowl with that.
Okay. Do you see, you know, Pittsburgh Steelers did a lot better going man-to-man against the Patriots. Do you think that's something that these Eagles are going to be able to do? I
think that's something that everyone should do against the Patriots. I think we talk about it. You want to stop Tom Brady from beating you. You want to make the wide receivers beat you, not Brady. And you do that by going man-to-man and trusting your cornerbacks against the Patriots wide receivers. Because the Patriots wide receivers aren't actually that good at beating man-to-man. They're just excellent at zone coverage and seeing what Tom Brady sees, which is that's the space in the zone, you get there, I'll get it to you. Whereas, obviously, man-to-man coverage, it's then a contested catch, and the only real mismatch they got in man-to-man coverage, again, is Gronkowski.
Or, obviously, Cook's pace.
Or Cook's pace down the outside, and that's where, obviously, you get a lot of penalties when you're someone as fast as Cook's, because people get scared and you make stupid mistakes and grab.
Okay, well, we'll flip it then. Patriots defence, again, you know, much like every other year since probably the third of their first 3 Super Bowls, not been built on the defensive side of the ball. If you remember back, you're a Patriots fan, you know, that was very much Tom Brady, the game manager, wasn't the superstar quarterback that he is today. Built on defence, built on Belichick's defence. Last few years, Tom Brady's offense has made this defense look better by keeping them off the field. They've faced I think it's around about 3 games worth less possessions than the average NFL team this season, because the Patriots don't give you short fields. You know, they keep drives going. They don't turn the ball over very often. They keep that defense off the field. They give up yards, but they bend, don't break. It's one of Belichick's things, isn't it? How is that Patriots defense going to adjust to Peterson's offense? Because he has changed it up week by week.
Yeah, so, I mean, the fancy word in football right now is RPOs. How do you stop RPOs? Well, run, play, pass option, it's just basically play action. And the way you stop it is by not biting, by sticking to your own assignments. Now, we've seen the Patriots defence actually struggle with this at the start of the season. But as the season's gone on, the communication issues have gone. So people like Stephen Gilmore, who had real communication issues when in the first month of the season, after that's been fine, because he starts to understand you don't freelance in the Patriots defence. If you freelance, you get shipped out. That's what happened to Jamie Collins. You do what your assignment is. Bill Belichick as a way of, if you're the corner and you're told to play outside zone, outside coverage, if you get beat inside, it's fair enough. It's if you get beat outside, that's when you're in the doghouse, because he's told you that's the coverage you're supposed to play. Keep him inside, and we can live with that, and we'll give up yards that way. And that's the kind of way the Patriots defense is built, and it's worked. So that's how they stop the run pass option. It's about being disciplined and knowing what your assignment is, and as the old adage goes, do your job.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a healthy dose of cover 7. To be honest, I think there's going to be the four linemen, obviously, and then you're going to have 3 linebackers, 4 defensive backs, and I think they're going to sit. I think you're going to have man-to-man on the outside and split safeties, and that's the way that they're going to have to deal with the RPOs.
Yeah, I think we're going to line up. I think we're going to put Stephen Gilmore on Alshon Jeffrey. I think we're going to put Patrick Chung on Zach Ertz.
You did a little bit of that in the first game of the season, didn't you?
Yeah, we like to put Patrick Chung. He's not the best in coverage, but he is a good, you know, he tackles well, and you want him closer to the box. I think you need Devin McCourtney as the second safety or the free safety, so that when plays break down, Devin McCourtney covers the field excellently and makes so many game-saving tackles for the Patriots. So I think you want him deeper. And then I think you put Malcolm Butler on Aguilar, so that way Aguilar's had problems with dropping the ball, not this season, but in prior seasons. So Malcolm Butler, he's called scrappy for a reason. He is aggressive, and he does have that ability in those contested catches to just get his hands in there and get out the way. That's how I think the Patriots defence will approach that. And then obviously the linebackers' jobs will be to stop the run.
Yeah, okay. I disagree. I think McCourtney will come in and do a little bit more on Ertz than maybe Chung. I feel like he's a good matchup.
Yeah.
On Zach Ertz is an incredibly difficult person to stop. Zach Ertz. Let's not beat around the bush there. Are the Patriots going to be able to generate enough pass rush to piss off Nick Foles?
This is the question we've been asking ourselves all season with the Patriots.
And they've got more sacks in the postseason than anybody else, though.
They have in the postseason. They've really been racking up the sacks, and again, this is the defense kind of rounding together. I think it's going to be interesting to see whether Derek Wise Jr. has. I think he's in the concussion protocol, so it's going to be interesting to see whether he passes it as well as Gronkowski. And I think pass rush, it's going to be interesting because Nick Foles is more statuesque than Tom Brady, and there's very few people who say about that actually can't they move less than Brady does. So if you can get him off a spot, you're going to cause problems. He's not the most accurate, so if he's running, he's even less accurate, and that's when you can get those interceptions and bad plays, and that's when you'll see bad Nick Foles, not the good Nick Foles we've been seeing under this late season the Eagles surgeons.
Yeah, I think he was incredible against the Vikings, and again it's all down to the coaching. I think Doug's done an amazing job in making sure that not only Foles but also Carson Wentz have been put in positions where they can win games of football. And you know what I've really enjoyed about this season probably more than ever is that you had 3 teams going into the championship game who didn't have a star quarterback. I mean, football's won and lost at the line of scrimmage still, very much. And, you know, you might not be able to get that quarterback in, but you can still improve your team. You invest money in the offensive and defensive line, like Philadelphia did. Listen, the Vikings last season were terrible on there. You bring in Riley Reif, you bring in Pat Elflein, and you can change your fortunes there. Jacksonville Jaguars heavily invested in each line. They're able to get the running game going because of how good their offensive line is. The defensive line is brilliant as well. This has opened my eyes to say this isn't just a quarterback league. You know, if you've got 2 great lines, you can win games.
Yeah, I think, again, we get caught up in the skill positions because they're what do all the amazing things. Stuff. Yeah, it's the flashy stuff, it's the highlight reels, and we get caught up in what the skill position. But everything usually comes down to the offensive line, defensive line. This game basically comes down to how well can the Patriots offensive line stop the Eagles defensive line. If the pocket stays, then the Patriots will win. If the pocket keeps collapsing, then they'll lose, and that's it. All comes.
This is the difference for me. You've just said there, if the pocket collapses, the Patriots lose. That's why I find it difficult, because I think if the pocket stays, the Patriots win. If the pocket collapses, the Patriots still have a chance of winning, and that's the difference. Is that Tom Brady can do enough to overcome a collapsed pocket, whereas Foles will not be able to do enough. Yeah,
that's a good argument. That, you know, we what you expect is what Patriots will do is, you know, they might start off and it might be dominant from the Eagles, but the Patriots trust in the fact that when it comes to the end of the game, when it almost comes to Brady time, that pass rush will be tired out, that pass rush will be tired, and that's when you'll be able to overcome it and start dominating. And that's when teams start going for more zone coverages and less man-to-man, because they think the players getting tired and they don't want them getting burned for big plays, and that's how they get picked apart in the coverage. And I think we've seen enough of that from the New England Patriots.
It's the patience thing and a confidence in understanding that, you know, the game's 60 minutes long, it's not 30 minutes long. You know, it's not about getting the victory at half-time, it's about getting the victory at the end of the game, and that's what Brady's done better than anybody in the game of football. Yeah,
it's situational football. It's just understanding that. I mean, it's like, I don't know, did you watch the Do Your Job 2 documentary? No. When the Patriots were right down, you've seen Josh McDaniels, and he's with, I think it's all his running backs, and all he's saying to them is, listen, you can't score 28 points on one drive, you can't score 28 points in one play, just do your job, just go play by play, and we'll get a score and we'll come back slowly. You can't recover all those points at once. It can't be done. And if you try and do that and you believe that, that's when you're going to make mistakes, and that's when you're going to go fall forward at the yard and be picked off and make bad decisions.
Okay. Prediction for the Super Bowl then?
Well, as a Patriots fan, I'm of course going for the Patriots, because why wouldn't I? But, you know, yeah.
How do you see the game going?
I think the Eagles are going to dominate early. I think we're going to see... It's all about field position. I mean, no one really talks about this, but I mean, when we got beat by the 2011 Giants, who I thought were just a much better team anyway, their punter was the MVP. I know Eli Manning got it, but we took every possession from like our own 5-yard line, and those hidden yards in field position, which is why teams will ignore special teams, why they don't win anything. That's the key, and that's how you know, the Eagles beat the Falcons. So I feel as if the Eagles are going to dominate early, but not put up a lot of points. Like, but feel like they're dominating the game, and it's going to be a late surge from the Patriots who will probably win by 3 points in a final drive.
I mean, it's the way that it's been done, isn't it? The last few years, and the dynasty will come back for the second time. I can't bet against the New England Patriots. I just can't. I just don't think it's going to be easy for them, but I do think that they're going to win the game. I think, you know, Brady's shown enough down the years to say that he's the best ever. Bill Belichick's the best coach ever. Josh McDaniels might be the best offensive coordinator for Tom Brady. I think he certainly is. I think they understand each other. They make great adjustments on the defensive side of the ball. Always do. We're going into the second half. So I think I'm like you. I think the Eagles dominate early. Patriots come back and win it. I'm gutted. But we'll be watching it here, so you should too. Why not have our stream up of us watching the game? We'll be talking to the camera, of course, live comments, interaction, get involved in the show. We'll be live this Super Bowl on YouTube. Set your date in your diary, subscribe to Cover 2 TV, and click that little notification bell. We'll be going live about 15 minutes before the Super Bowl, I reckon. There'll be a few of us in the studio, so it might look a little bit more cramped. Steele will be back. Fortunately, he couldn't be with us for this one. He really did want to, but he had to take his missus to hospital, so pulled out last minute, which, if you'd done that a few times, you'd have 2 less kids. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time on Cover 2 TV.